Hi guys, it's your favourite activist here. So there was a march last week, something the Kingdom, and I knew all about it obviously because Sky News, Sadiq Khan, the Prime Minister and the BBC, they all said that this would be a day of hate and violence, and I believe them because the government doesn't lie. So I had to go, right, to witness. Someone has to stand at the edge of the darkness on behalf of all those who weren't brave enough to look. And that someone is me, an actor. Yeah, I was being cast as the man who stood against the angry racist mob. So I did my warm-ups and I dressed for it. I wore the keffiyeh, obviously, for protection and solidarity. I did not wear a union flag. So armoured and ready to be set upon, I arrived, and the first thing I see is a man with a thermos pouring tea for a stranger. I thought, here we go. See, that's how it starts, tea. Then I found a woman in a folding chair and I asked her very directly, eyes locked, I said, what is it that you actually want? And she said she'd like her town to feel the way it did when she was young. That was chilling. There was an old man with a child up on his shoulders, smiling, waving a little St. George's flag. God, that made me feel sick. He offered me a sausage roll. Never take the sausage roll. That is the gateway drug. You know, after the sausage roll, then comes the worldview, and before you know it, you're watching GB News. But look, here's what truly frightened me. I'd been promised a mob, a wall of angry white men, and I get there and it's everyone. You know, people I would frankly have expected on my march. And I thought, oh no, the hate has gone diverse, isn't it? They're recruiting people from beyond the base. I've never been more frightened in my life. The niceness of these people was so total, so seamless. It could only be a strategy. Real people aren't that calm. Somebody's trained these people to be lovely. And you know what? The thing that organized, that's the most sinister thing of all. But then finally, right, I found him, this one guy on his own, face as red as a beetroot, this real gammon shouting at a lamppost. And I wept properly, not real ones, not the RADA trained ones. And I said, thank you, mate, for being here. Because if you hadn't been, I'd have had to just be myself, an actor in a keffiyeh in the wrong play. And I can't take it off, because the moment I take it off, the day was just a walk. So I keep it on. I need the monster. And until one turns up, I'll be the one in costume. That's activism. That's what we do.